Thumbs up. Indra, Yolanda?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so everyone, just some quick points. We do have live captioning for this webinar today. And so at the bottom of your Zoom screen, you can go ahead and click that live transcript CC button so you can get a live captioning of today's webinar presentation. First and foremost, I would like to welcome you to our third virtual webinar summer series, Future Latinx Buckeyes Parent Information Session. Thank you today for our panelists, our live attendees, and our future viewers for joining us. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Michael Bustamante, and I am the Latinx Student Success Program Coordinator within the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. And I'd like to provide for the audience members in attendance today an outline of what today's presentation will look like. We will be reviewing briefly the Latinx Student Success Unit. Then I'll be introducing Yolanda Cepeda, who is working from the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. Finally, we will speak with Indra Leiva, who's representing the Multicultural Center. And then at the end of our webinar presentation, we will open it up to you. Any questions, comments, and concerns that any of our live attendees and viewers have for us today. And so to go ahead and ask those questions throughout the presentation, you can use the chat button at the bottom of the screen. If you'd like to hold off on those questions until the end, once again you can, but using that chat button at the bottom of the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and start my presentation. So let me see. There we go. The Latinx Student Success Team works to cultivate Latinx communities for academic, social, and professional support. The LSS team promotes full inclusion of Latinx students and really seeks to raise the visibility of Latinx groups here on campus at Ohio State. We do this through high impact programming and collaborations, and the LSS team is here to serve students, staff, and faculty across Ohio State and the Latinx community at large. So how do we meet this goal? I apologize, I have two computers working here. So how do we meet this goal? So the goal is met with 3 signature programs. We have the MESA Early Arrival Program, the MESA Leadership Institute, and the Conversaciones con Café monthly series. And so first, briefly, the MESA EAP. So typically, historically, the MESA EAP program has been a 4-day residential program for incoming first-year Latinx students. And so this typically happens before the start of the fall semester. And what we do is we prepare incoming first-year freshman Latinx students for university life here on campus. And we do this by providing educational and resourceful workshops. We do engaging presentations, and we also do community and team building activities. And that comprises our MESA EAP program. As mentioned, we also have the MESA Leadership Institute. And here we have some pictures of that Leadership Institute this past year. And the MESA Leadership Institute is a continuation of the MESA Early Arrival Program. The Leadership Institute is a comprehensive semester-long empowerment program whereby first-year Latinx students are partnered and in a cohort and partnered with an upper-level peer leader. And so you have upper-level Latinx students with incoming freshman Latinx students. And so they work together throughout this semester, and we do everything from social, academic, and professional success workshops. We have cultural conversations, we do community building activities, and all of this is interwoven throughout that semester-long activities. Both of these programs are really interwoven and configured around the MESA motto. MESA, M-E-S-A, stands for mentorship, empowerment, service, and academic success. And we ultimately want to empower our Latinx students and so that they get engaged on campus, so that they collaborate with other student organizations and leaders on campus. We want to make sure that their academic success models are upkept, and so that they get engaged with professors, they do tutoring, they get those good grades. And so this is a hope for both the MESA Early Arrival Program as well as the MESA Leadership Institute. Moving forward, we also have Conversaciones con Café, also known as CCC for short. And CCC is a monthly event series that we host both in the fall semester as well as the spring semester. And so what we do here is we strengthen our students' academic achievement, we create and cultivate a sense of community on campus, and we also serve the greater Columbus community. And so here we have a couple of flyers of some of these events that we've held in the past. And so you'll see here we have Nuestra Cultura, a cultural show and tell, where we had students present poetry, dance, art, and food. We have another event flyer here, More Than Cocoa, a celebration of Latin American ancestral traditions. And here we had a celebration and an exploration of Latin American ancestral traditions from Mexico, Guatemala, Peru, and Bolivia. And then on the far left side, we have our overall events page. So I'd like to, for just a moment, share a little bit of one of our CCC events. So let's go ahead and play that video now. So this was just one example of the events that we host. We had a collaboration, we had a collaboration, let me move forward. We had a collaboration with the Asian American community on campus, and that was one of our CCC events. Finally, I'd like to close out this portion of LSS with some updates that we have for office. We are extremely excited about an update to the LSS Center that we are hosting. This past year, we applied for and secured a $21,006 matching grant with assistance from the Integrated Physical Planning Liaison Group for the renovation of our office space. And so you'll see here that we are really trying to create a community for our Latinx students here on campus. We'll have a sofa lounge area. We have a high top table for students to engage and study. We'll have a little coffee corner. We'll have spaces, workstations for students to study and to work. And so we are really, really excited about this. And we are working on this update and renovations over the summer and into the upcoming fall semester. Thank you. So also, if you'd like a little bit more information about LSS and ODI as a whole, LSS is a unit within the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. You can find more information about our programs, about our office, about our units, and what it is that we are doing, programs and otherwise, at our website, www.odi.osu. Once again, odi.osu. So before jumping into our next presentations and our panelists, as well as explore those offices as well, I'd like to note, let me stop sharing that screen. I'd like to note that it is ODI's 50th anniversary. And so, in celebration of our anniversary, I have a brief statement to read on behalf of ODI. As the university celebrates its sesquicentennial, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion has a special anniversary of our own to recognize, our 50th birthday. From our tumultuous beginnings in 1970 until today, our office has stood proudly as a fierce advocate for historically underrepresented students, staff, and faculty. The world has changed over the past half century, but we have never wavered from our bedrock belief that greater inclusion has merit and diversity brings us strength. It is important to us to honor the giants of diversity whose shoulders we stand on today. And that is why in early 2021, we will induct the first 50 icons of inclusion into our inaugural office. As we turn 50, we vow that our best days are ahead of us. We have ambitious plans to expand our capacities by tirelessly building on the foundation of our first half century. We all benefit when diversity and inclusion is woven through our daily work. And to succeed, we must all pull together. We look forward to your continued commitment as we push onward for the next horizon. That said, please allow me to introduce our first panelist and office of today's presentation. Yolanda Cepeda is the Assistant Vice Provost of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion here at The Ohio State University. The Ohio State University Office of Diversity and Inclusion, is one of the oldest and most prominent offices of its kind in the nation. Founded in 1970, ODI supports the recruitment, retention, and success of students, faculty, and staff who enhance the diversity of The Ohio State University. ODI oversees the Frank W. Hale Jr. Black Cultural Center, the Todd Anthony Bell National Resource Center on the African American male, the Louis Stokes Alliances for Minority Participation Program, and the 9-City Young Scholars Program, as well as being home to a wide range of retention, mentoring, scholarship, and access programs. Please join me in welcoming Yolanda.
Thank you, Michael. I'm going to share my screen too. Actually, I'll leave that up for now. But let me say a word before I turn to that. Thank you, Michael, for sharing the 50th anniversary information. That is really a characteristic of our office that sets us apart truly from other institutions and other diversity offices. We have a very extensive staff with a really deep set of talents and expertise in supporting students. And so for all of you who are starting this fall, we encourage you to stay connected to us because we can connect you with the resources, the staff, the practices that are going to ensure your academic success, but also more than that, your academic legacy. Why are you here? What is it that you want to achieve? How do you want your educational experience to go? All of that lies in your hands. And you're going to have classes and you're going to have professors and you have your peers. All of that's sort of given to you, but then the rest is up to you to shape how you move around the university, what kinds of resources you take advantage of. So I'm going to talk about some of them, and then my colleague Indra will talk about some of them as well. I also wanted to note that while our office formally has a 50-year history, we have important deep roots in the state of Ohio. So we are a land-grant institution, and that is we were chartered to serve the broader public good. That's part of our reason for being, that's our purpose. But it's also important to note that the place geographically where we learn and where we work has a long history. It has been a meeting place and a site for exchange among the indigenous peoples of Ohio. And specifically, these include the Shawnee, Miami, the Wyandot, and the Delaware nations. And so it's really important for all of us that we acknowledge that history and heritage of the place where we are doing this work. I also note that it's very important part of who we are, and maybe Indra will say something about this as well, that we're on the Underground Railroad, the place where the Underground Railroad came through. And so all of that is part of our legacy, part of who we are as a university, and that's part of our mission. So our motto at Ohio State is education for all, and we take that very seriously. So let me tell you a little bit about some of the other resources that are available to you, and I hope that you track your questions, because most of all what we want here is for you to get to know us and to know that you've got champions and advocates who can help you as you get started on your college career. So I'll say a word about myself. Personally, I'm Chicana. I'm from Texas. Originally, I grew up in Texas, and my family's been in Texas for a very long time. I took a kind of a crooked path getting to the Midwest, but I've been here for more than 20 years, so I feel very much at home in the Midwest as well. I'll also say that the way that I got to college and through college and into my career is all due to faculty and staff who were around me, who pulled me aside and said, hey, here's an opportunity that I think is important for you and something that you would be good at or something that would help you. And so I tell you that because that's what we're here for. When you get started, if you have any questions as you go on, when you have little successes, when you have aspirations or dreams, come to us and share those with us, because we know people all across the campus and people all across the country, and we want to help connect you with those people who can best support your dreams. Okay, so let me get started. As Michael indicated, yes, we are one of the most comprehensive and oldest diversity offices in the nation. And he mentioned the many different programs. In my sphere in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, I work with a number of targeted programs. So those are programs that are really tailored to the special needs of particular student groups. We have programming to support students in STEM, and we have a program for parenting students who have children. If you know any students who have children who are pregnant and they're thinking about college, please encourage them. There are lots of resources to support their aspirations. So we also have some pre-collegiate programs. Upward Bound and our Young Scholar program reach all across the state and work with students through their high school years to help prepare them for entrance into Ohio State. And then I'll also say we do a lot with faculty and staff to promote an inclusive environment at Ohio State, one where Latinx students will find support and have research opportunities as well as mentoring kinds of opportunities, even beyond the walls of our offices. Okay, so one program that we have, we're now in our 11th year, I believe. It's led by Professor Frederick Aldama, who is renowned. His latest count is he has published 40 books, and he publishes in all areas of Latino studies, particularly popular culture, looking at film, looking at cartoons. And I'll talk for a bit about a program that he has launched. But LASER is a high school mentoring program where Professor Aldama works with university students who go out into the schools in the Central Ohio area and work with Latinx students to help prepare them for college. And those students form a nice supportive community. And if you're interested in being a part of a mentoring community where you're giving back, so Michael can talk to you about getting mentoring. And there are some opportunities, actually both Michael and I have, to mentor other college students. But if you're interested in working with younger students, LASER has a great opportunity. So I also mentioned that Professor Aldama works with cartoons and popular culture. He launched about 5 years ago SoulCon. And what SoulCon is an expo dedicated to brown and black comics. And I don't know if we have any impact with the chat. Can we see, are there any comics fans among us? I don't know how to read the chat, but this is a terrific opportunity that brings comic artists to campus. Now this year we won't be supporting actual travel. This happens in the fall, but we are planning some virtual kinds of events. But there are just wonderful opportunities for workshops with cutting edge artists. And it's just really, SoulCon has been an important venue for bringing comic artists of color to the Midwest and giving them exposure and also helping our students to get connected and engaged in that genre. Okay, I also want to mention Cabeza Magazine. I hope that you are familiar with this magazine, but if you aren't, you will soon be. It's a magazine that we just celebrated 25 years. It's student-led, And all of our issues are available online. If you go to the ODI website, or if you just put in Cabeza Ohio State, you'll get a link to all of our issues. But it's a great way to find out what our students are thinking and what kinds of activities they're engaged in on campus. A lot of the current issues are expressed there. Students also share creative works, fiction, visual art. So I encourage you to bookmark Cabeza and get to know about the broader Latinx community on campus. I also want to say a word about SACNAS. SACNAS is a student organization, and my colleague Indra Leva is actually the hub for student life and our student organizations on campus. So any questions student organization related, she can help you with that. But one group that I work closely with is SACNAS. And SACNAS is dedicated to preparing scientists, supporting scientists. And I'm the advisor to that group. And the reason I call this one out is because it is an academically focused organization. I encourage all of you, whatever your major is, or if you have questions and you haven't really decided on a major, get involved with one of the student organizations in that field. It gives you a sense for the kinds of things that are involved in the major. It also, you form important relationships with students who can tell you which professors in that major are good professors to take, what kinds of research opportunities, if you're interested in that, are available to you. But for SACNAS, this group, the picture that I have up is the team that we sent to Hawaii this last year. There were 33 students, faculty, and staff who went to Hawaii, and our chapter won the Outstanding Professional Development Award out of all the chapters in this very large. SACNAS is the largest STEM organization for Latinos, and it's over 40 years old. And we were so proud because our organization is 5 years old, and we always had very small numbers. We're growing now, but we were so proud to be able to send all of our students and to receive this recognition. And I'll say that every single year that Ohio State has attended SACNAS, we have won first place awards, research awards, our students have. So that's if you're interested in STEM, that's a great organization to be a part of. And I'm also going to say something very briefly about Alpha Psi Lambda. Alpha Psi Lambda has a connection to our office because my predecessor in my role 30 plus years ago pulled together some Latino students. At that time, there were very few students on the campus. It was a very small community. And he knew that he wanted to do more to help build and support a community among those students. And they launched this fraternity, which is the largest Latino-led fraternity in the nation. It has, and I think it was also the first. Is that right, Indra? Is that the first Latino-led fraternity? And so there are now more than 30 chapters and over 300 members nationwide. And this photo is from an event that the students invited one of the founding members, Juan Casimiro, who's in the center there, and he came to visit the campus and he gave some talks, and he also gave a keynote at their gala. So that's a wonderful community to be involved with if you are interested in the broader student life and being engaged with other Latinos. So that's just a snippet. And the actual details matter less than the point. Oh, I actually have one more slide. Education abroad. This is, I know you're all just starting, but I want you to start thinking now about the global possibilities. We also have a hiatus on travel because of the pandemic, but that's okay. This is the time that you can start planning, looking at all the opportunities. As long as there are no restrictions on travel and no State Department restrictions on specific countries, you can go anywhere in the world through Ohio State. The Office of Diversity and Inclusion has some programs that are specifically for students of color or targeted to address questions and approaches that are particularly relevant to students of color. One is our Higher Education in Brazil program. That program goes to Bahia And we provide a lot of support for, financial support to help make it financially accessible for students. We also have launched now a program in the Dominican Republic. In fact, our office has gotten a grant to provide some leadership and development to the Dominican Republic to help with their educational access and equality. And then I also include an article from a student, Finding My Home in Puerto Rico. This was an article that was published in a recent issue of Casa, and it's one of our Office of Diversity and Inclusion students who, he's Puerto Rican and he'd never been there. And he was able to go through support from our office and support from the university. He was able to take a visit there. And it really caused him to think a lot about his identity and develop a fuller sense of his heritage. So there are many opportunities for travel, many opportunities for student engagement and research, and also social. You are changing fast, the world around you is changing. And your time at the university is a terrific time to start forming those, you're shaping your values and helping you to understand, how do I relate to the world? So get involved, get to know us. We can help find resources and support so that you can really make the most of your experience here. So with that, I'm going to close and hope that you have lots of questions for us at the end. And I'll turn it over to Indra Leva. And I think I have to stop sharing. Is that right?
Yes, thank you, Yolanda. Very insightful, informative information. I just want to do a little plug here. I'm also from Texas, as Yolanda is. I actually am an ASI member as well. This is way back when I was in college. It's been a while. But this was one of the...
And you have to tell them what ASI is, because...
Oh, yes, sorry. ASI, Alpha Psi Lambda. So the fraternity that she spoke about, that big picture with all the students. I also am in that fraternity. It's been a while. It's been a long while, but yes. And then to also touch on the study abroad that Yolanda mentioned, I'm a huge proponent of study abroad. As an undergraduate student, I did study abroad as well as in grad school, and I think it was the most amazing experiences that I've had possibly ever. And I definitely encourage that. If there's a small part of you that's interested in studying abroad, definitely explore it. That said, please join me in welcoming Indra. Indra Leva is the Intercultural Specialist of Latino Student Initiatives within the Office of Student Life Multicultural Center here at The Ohio State University. The Student Life Multicultural Center, MCC for short, offers hundreds of programs each year. The dialogues, trainings, workshops, and intercultural programming offered by MCC touch on a wide range of identity development and social justice issues. The scope of these programs adapts to address the changing culture and climate related to campus, local, and national contexts. Indra.
I knew this was going to happen, like I'm start talking and I'm like, wait, I'm on mute. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to share my screen really quick so we can talk a little bit about what the MCC does and has to offer for you. Here we go. And it's not letting me. Okay, technology today is not my friend. Here we go, share screen. And here we go. Can you see my screen?
No, we can't.
No, you can't.
So that's share screen button at the very bottom of your page. There you go.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the MCC and what is it that we do. I call it, we have a familia at the MCC, and you're going to become part of this familia very, very soon. So I cannot wait to meet you in person or virtually, right? Because we are going to have a lot of our events actually virtual. So thank you, Yolanda, for doing the land acknowledgement. This is something that we usually do at our presentations and everything that we do at the Multicultural Center. So let me talk a little bit about me. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I am an intercultural specialist at the Multicultural Center, and I work with the Latinx student initiatives. So the things that I do at the Multicultural Center are very centered in my own experience too, and the experience of many of the students and generations that I have actually worked with. So I was born and raised in Mexico, so I'm an immigrant. I came here to this country, I'm not gonna say how many years ago, just because you will figure out my age. So I'm actually a PhD student at Ohio State as well, and I'm on the final stages of this program. And my research area is in film and how actually reflects a lot of the different struggles of our communities. I'm also, you know, like I also have a life outside OSU. So I like running, just like Yolanda. She's also a runner, just FYI. I enjoy running, and I'm also actually discovering right now that I really enjoy going on a bicycle outside. So I've been doing that quite a bit because of the flexibility of working at home. So the things that are important to me when it comes to the work that I do is identity development. So I work with the students a lot around identity development, and also building a strong community, a strong Latinx community at OSU. I also work around empowering students to find their voice and to bring that voice in all the areas that are needed around campus. So why are we here, right? Well, welcome to Ohio State. We are here because we want you to know about all the support services and all the wonderful things and events that are happening at Ohio State. So we want you to be part of this familia. And I'm not saying just only the MCC familia, I'm talking about, you know, the Latinx familia, because we are, I always say that, you know, we are not that many, but we really know how to make noise. So we definitely welcome you. So at the Multicultural Center, so what is it that we do, right? So the Multicultural Center is a department within the Office of Student Life at the Ohio State University. And what we do is we facilitate the inclusive shared learning experiences of our students where all can engage in dialogue, challenge barriers, and build collaborative relationships. So we do this by creating programs around throughout the year that touch on advocacy and visibility, education and empowerment, and support and belonging. So can you see a pattern? Like I was talking about my things, my passions, they're right here, they're reflected. So how do we do this? So we build community by cultivating an inclusive and positive university climate through operating a safe and welcoming space on campus that serves as a center for dialogue, learning, and community. We partner with individuals, we partner with faculty, we partner with other, with academic affairs, with, you know, other departments to actually celebrate, but also to have this these dialogues and these conversations across all the different communities. So how, you know, like, so what is it, like how this works at the Multicultural Center? So we have different things to offer for you. So we have student cohorts and leadership groups. We have mentorship programs. We have heritage and awareness celebrations. We celebrate our graduates at the end of the year. We provide programming that is intersectional and that is collaborative. And we also offer a social justice engagement and education program where you can actually take some of the workshops, but also can take some classes. We also have a diversity, intercultural, and community engagement certificate. So this is something that you will get more information about it if you want to get this certificate. It's a great, I will say that it looks actually, it looks good on the resume, but it's actually much better than that because it makes you actually explore your own identity and how to be, you know, in your journey helps you in your journey towards a socially just community. So an advocate. So if you are interested in this, I will have more information later, or you can contact me. So Yolanda mentioned a lot of the student organizations and how is that at the MCC, which we are located at the Ohio Union. So I hope that all of you know where the Ohio Union is at this point. If not, you will. So we are at the Ohio Union on the first floor. So we are right there. It's very easy to actually find. And during these times that we're living right now, we are going to be open. So you can actually come to the MCC and use the space. We have a lounge area, and we also have a space in the back, which is the Alonso family room that you can use for study and stuff like that. So there's going to be information on the website and how is that you can sign in for time to be in there. We are trying to be safe. So we are asking students to stay socially distanced as well. But you'll have a space there to study, to learn a little bit more about what we do, or, you know, just to be with your friends. So how did you get involved? So we have many initiatives at Latinx Student Initiatives, but our signature events are in August, our Latinx Welcome Cookout. So you'll get an email very soon this week about this and how to sign in for this. Because of the pandemic, we are actually hosting this virtually, but this doesn't mean that it's not going to be dynamic. We're going to have many opportunities for you to meet with all the student organizations that are on campus, many departments, and for you to ask questions. In September, we have the Latinx Heritage Month. We celebrate usually September, October, right? This year, because of the time, the reduction of the semester, we actually decided to celebrate only September in order to not have many events overlapping with, for example, with the LGBTQ month. So that's what happened in September right now. So November, we have Dia de los Muertos celebrations, and this is actually something that happens at OSU. It's big. The Dia de los Muertos celebrations has become one of the signature events for the university, and we are part of that. And I know that ODI also has some events during that time. So I definitely encourage you to check that out. A lot of these events are actually events coordinated by faculty, which you'll be surprised how much the faculty is involved with the students and the opportunities that you're gonna have a mentor or friendtor, right? So it's like a friend that is a mentor, but is your faculty member. So we have February, then we move to the spring. We have an OSU News Awareness Week. This, I will talk a little bit more about this later. March, we have a series of Latinas in Ohio. In April, the Latinx Leadership Retreat. And in May, we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates. So many things, right? I mean, it's like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? I mean, I have to go to school. Yes, well, you're gonna learn about all this, the Latinx Welcome Cookout. During the Welcome Cookout, you're gonna learn about the student organizations. How do you get involved in those? We have social organizations, professional organizations. We have fraternities and sororities as well. And they will be there giving information for you. It's a great opportunity to meet other faculty. Usually the Latino Studies hosts a table. In this case, we'll host a Zoom room for you so you can ask questions about how to get your minor in Latino Studies. So many opportunities during this time. So save the date is on Welcome Week, on the Welcome Week calendar. You will find it there, or go to the MCC website, and on the calendar, you will find the link in how to register for this event. So we also have student cohorts and mentoring programs, like I mentioned. So cohorts are very different than the student organizations. These are groups where we get together as a community and we talk about the different issues and help each other in a very informal way, but also we have a structure. So it's not very informal. So it's informal at the time, but it also has like a very solid structure when it comes from our side at the MCC. So you can actually learn about all these different student cohorts by going to the website, but also by just listening to me right now, right? So La Casa is one of the cohorts. And La Casa stands for Community Advocacy and Solidarity for Awareness. And the purpose of La Casa is to create a community among multi-generations of Latinx students that work towards solidarity, leadership, and community awareness and understanding the Ohio State University. The La Casa meets, or traditionally meets on Thursdays at the MCC. This semester is going to look a little bit different. So we will have some meetings on Thursdays, but because we want to allow you to meet at many times, we're going to create different times where you can log in and we can actually talk as a community. So take a look at the website. It will have all the links. So just check it in. You don't have to register for this. You don't have to be like to write an essay or apply for to be part of La Casa. It is like, you want to join the meeting, come in and we'll talk. So we also have the Latinx mentoring program. Our Latinx mentoring program is to create, aims to create a space for Latinx students to receive mentorship. These are peer-to-peer mentors. And so you will have the opportunity to be peer with one of the students that have more experience within OSU and can provide a lot of good insight. So we will meet weekly. So there's the mentoring program meets weekly. Of course, I mean, again, virtually. We're gonna ask you to meet with your mentors and to start asking those questions. We're gonna provide different workshops and different elements to help you with your feeling included, feeling like part of the community, finding your community, which is important, right? Because sometimes it's really hard to find your community at OSU because it's so large. So this is the place. So for this, you just have to say that you want to be part of this Latinx mentoring program and you will automatically be in. So again, go to the website, click on the link, and we'll get back to you. So we celebrate Latinx Heritage Month. It's coming up, it's almost August, so September is around the corner. There's a lot of things that are gonna happen and very exciting things that are happening this September. There's going to be opportunities for you if you write and you would like to be part of, to read your poems or your poetry. We're gonna have a poetry night during that time. We're also going to have a lot of conversations around, of course, climate and different things. So we hope that you join us on these conversations. All the information about Latinx Heritage Month will be on the website available, and it's just a list of all the things that are happening, not only at the MCC, but also they're happening across campus. So many opportunities to be engaged with other parts of the university that also celebrate our cultures. The Latino Buckeye Dinner is something that we do every year. Unfortunately, this year it's not gonna happen because we cannot be in the same room for more, like we cannot have more than what, 100 people? Yeah, well, yeah, 10 people, right? And it's like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work for us. So we're gonna rework this and we're gonna come back in the spring and try to figure it out. And hopefully by the spring, we can all get together and actually do the Latino Buckeye Dinner where we celebrate our community. And usually that's where a lot of the scholarships are actually given. So in February, we have OSU Unidos Awareness Week. This is a week of conversations, dialogue, and things that are relevant to social justice issues that affect our communities. And most of these events are actually organized by the student organizations. So this is something that, that is very relevant to your experience. So if you are a social justice agent now and you want to be involved, please contact me. And if you want to create some programs during this week, we can make it happen. So of course, at the end, we celebrate our graduates, and Yolanda and me, we've been in this together for a little while. Every year we come together, celebrate all the graduates and their families and their friends. This is an event that is open to everybody. So you can invite, you know, la abuelita, la tía, todos, because this is important for us. And I know as a Latina that for me, it's very important to share my accomplishments with my family because they're my support group, right? And also my friends and the faculty that actually hold me all during my journey and like got me through all this journey that is the university life. So there's a lot of student organizations that work with us at the MCC. I know that some of these organizations also meet at ODI, so the different spaces where they actually hold their meetings. But I can go through the list, it's huge. So what I prefer to do is for you to sign up for the Latinx Welcome Cookout and get to know these organizations and listen from them about the great things that they're doing for students, and find your organization, or perhaps, I mean, multiple organizations, right? So many things that you can do. So I hope that this is a quick overview of what we do. There's many more. There's like, I can go on like by program and talk a little bit more about it, but because of time, and I want to be very cognizant of time, I want to give time for you to actually ask questions, and hopefully I can actually provide those answers that you need to. So my contact information really quick, I'm at the Ohio Union. And my name is Indra Leiva, even though my email says Leiva Santiago. That's just because it's number 1, and I don't want to give up that one. And but I go by Indra Leiva. And as you can see, I have office hours in there. Usually my office hours are non-existent because I like people to feel comfortable and just to come in and talk to me. If I'm not in a meeting, I'm available. Right now, because of the pandemic, there will be some office hours for you. So you will have to sign for some time to kind of like to have a Zoom talk with me, some cafecito, right? So, so you will have that also on the website. So you can just click in on my contact information and see my office hours and request a meeting. So let's see, that's it. I think that I would like to thank you. That's actually the Multicultural Center. So when you go into the Ohio Union, that's what you're gonna see. So come through those doors and talk to us, because we have a lot to offer for you. And I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second, and it's not working. There, stop. There we go.
There you go. Thank you, Indra. Very informative, very entertaining, very insightful. And so now we are ready for the question and answer portion. And so if the panelists can all get off mute, I'd like for this to be more of an informal conversation, just a back and forth. This is my favorite part of the webinars. Just ask questions, any and all questions you have, and any one of us would be happy to answer those questions. And so we already have questions rolling in.
And I'll say also before we get started, Indra is a native Spanish speaker. So if you want to ask your question in Spanish, feel free.
Yes, thank you, Lambda. Yeah, thank you, Indra. First question, will there be an early arrival program this fall with everything going on with COVID? So to answer your question, yes, definitely. There will definitely be an early arrival program this fall. However, it will take a different look. It's gonna look differently than years past. And so we are looking at doing it virtually And we're hoping to have some in-person events, but once again, the vast majority of our programs are going to be virtually. And that is to include all the early arrival programs within ODI. So MSP, YSP, MESA, all these early arrival programs will be virtually. More information about the MESA early arrival program will be distributed via email this week. And so for those students who are in here right now who've applied, you will be hearing back from me and MESA this week. Great question, thank you. Next question. How is the transition from a satellite campus to the main campus to students?
Can I say something about that?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So one of the responsibilities that I have in ODI is to work with our regional campuses to support facilitate the transition. We used to have a formal program and we don't now, but one of the challenges for students is you don't get all of the information that you might otherwise get as a new incoming freshman. So that means for those of you who are transferring from another campus, get connected with Michael and Indra and myself, because we can help you. And a lot of the financial aid information and those things is really designed for incoming new students. But we know that transfers or campus change students also have those questions. So we can help with that. I think that the university was talking about doing a special orientation or support. Indra, do you know anything about that?
I don't think that they are actually having one special one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been talking about it. We're not there yet, but just reach out to us and let us know, hey, I'm coming, this is my name, and let us have that connection.
And I will say also, if you want to be paired with a student that also was transfer student, that can be that can be actually doable, right? So if you go to the Latinx mentoring program and just fill out the form and just said your transfer, we'll connect you with the resources as well.
Perfect, thank you both. Another question, are you going to share the presentation to participants? So we are actually recording this presentation right now, and we also have a live captioner, so you see those captions at the bottom of the screen. And so this will be posted on our website. I can also forward it to Ina, so she can post it on her website as well. And so this can be on both offices' websites. So you have all of this information via presentation. Another question, how many fraternities are surrounded by diversity, or how many fraternities are Hispanic? Great question. I don't know.
Let me look at my list really quick, because I do have that data. I know.
And while Indra's looking for that information, I can talk just briefly about my experience joining a fraternity. So this was back at a university back in Texas, not with Ohio State, but there is that fraternity here at Ohio State, Alpha Psi Lambda. And it was an amazing experience. It's an experience to get to know other students on campus. As both Yolanda and Indra mentioned in their presentations, Ohio State's a pretty big campus. And so to really find your niche, your group, your community, your friends, your cohort, those people that you can lean on as you're studying, create those study groups, socially, all of that, it's gonna be very, very important that you really reach out to those organizations that you connect with, whether it's a mentoring program, whether it's an early arrival program, whether it's study abroad, really kind of exploring those passions that you have upon coming on campus.
So we have 3 official ones, and we have 2 that are on the works. So they're not fraternities per se, but they're working towards that. So we have Alpha Psi Lambda, or APSI, right? Sigma Lambda Beta.
And I'm the advisor, so reach out to me if you want to know about that for men.
And then Sigma Lambda Gamma. I'm also a co-advisor for that one. So if you have questions, let us know. There is a Multicultural Greek Council at Ohio State. So they have multiple co-ed and multicultural Greek organizations that you can actually join.
Perfect, thank you. Another question, can we sign up to get emails from events, or will we automatically get notified?
Yes, so I actually posted, I don't know if everybody can see it, but it was let me see if I can put it on the chat. At the Multicultural Center, we have a newsletters, and we send these newsletters. Let me see, that's where it is. I just posted on the chat. So just click on that link and sign up for the newsletter. You will get, usually it's a bi-weekly newsletter. And it's a list of all the things that are happening across campus and meetings with student organizations and such. So that will be a great way to get news. But I don't know if you, Michael, have something else.
Yeah, so we actually have a variety of ways of notifying students of our program. So part of it is word of mouth. We have student workers who work within our office who really are engaged with the university at large. We do have an Instagram account. I'm trying to get that for you right now. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is ODI_Latinx, ODI_LATINX. And so we post a lot of our flyers and information on our Instagram page as well. And then we also update our website periodically. And so a lot of our stuff that we've had this summer, for example, our webinars are posted on our website at odi.osu, Latinx Student Success. And so there's a variety of ways of getting this information out there to students. But if you're interested, just like everyone said, just reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to get in contact with you.
And I'll also say that for a lot of the programming that's targeted in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, we'll send it to all Latinx students. As long as you identify it in your record when you enroll, we'll send you the information.
Awesome, awesome. So any other questions? It looks like those are the questions we had in our Q&A function. Once again, for those attendees, if you have any questions, Q&A at the bottom of your screen, you can go ahead and click that button and ask your questions, or use the chat function also at the bottom of your screen.
Can I say a word? I know if we have parents who are on the call, this is a really uncertain time to be starting college, and a lot of the normal rules are kind of suspended. But I just want to emphasize that the university is being very, very attentive to the challenges and the risks that are out there that we're all facing. And we're doing everything that we can to make sure students are safe. I know that a lot of the virtual environment for students is not ideal, but it's part of our strategy for making students are safe. That's our first priority. We can't learn if we're not safe and well. So I just want to reassure you of that. And then I also want to say that we in ODI, and I'm sure in the Office of Student Life, we're meeting constantly and sharing updates and strategies so that we make sure that we're keeping an eye on what's happening on the campus and among our students, and also our strategies moving forward. But just as we encourage all the students, parents, if you have any specific questions and you want to reach out to us privately, feel free to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we are near the end of our presentation, our webinar, and so we can open it up for like any last final questions that any of our attendees may have. Once again, Q&A function button at the bottom, or your chat function. But as both Yolanda and Indra mentioned, there are many, many opportunities for you to get involved on campus. We are still moving forward despite coronavirus. We are doing virtual events, we're being dynamic, we're engaging, we're doing all it is that we can to make sure that your students and that you as students feel welcomed at Ohio State, succeed academically at Ohio State, that you experience and you explore your passions here at Ohio State. And so we're definitely doing all that we can to make sure that that's our goal and that's our mission. And so if there are no further questions, I don't see any questions on the chat. I don't see any other questions on the Q&A chat over here either. That is it for today's webinar. So I would like to send a sincere thank you to our panelists today, Yolanda and Indra from the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, the Multicultural Center, all of our attendees today and our future viewers. Thank you so very much, and have a great day. Go Bucks.
Thank you, Michael. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Have a good one.